Hey everyone, and welcome to World Heritage Journey. For today's video, we're at the Willandra Lakes region of southeastern Australia. So I'm standing on the shore of Lake Mungo, one of the 13 lakes that make up the World Heritage Area. And as you've probably guessed, it's a dry lake. All of them are, in fact. It's hot, it's dusty, it's sandy, and it's really, really dry here. But 100,000 years ago, it was a totally different story. This would have been an absolute oasis, full of water and brimming with fish, plants, birds, and other animals. So how did we get from then to now? Well, it's actually a fascinating story, and exploring it will completely revolutionize our understanding of humans in Australia as well. Let's go. The Willandra Lakes region is located in an isolated corner of southeastern Australia. It's one of the rare mixed World Heritage Sites, important for both cultural and natural reasons. The region itself is about 2,400 square kilometres in area, and it's on the traditional lands of the Mati Mati, Niumpa and Pakinji Aboriginal tribes. The lakes formed around 100,000 years ago, and as I mentioned earlier, they would have been lush green oases, rich in birds, fish, and plants. This beautiful sand dune, known as the Lunette, was once the eastern shore of Lake Mungo, and it would have been teeming with life. But the lakes dried up around 20,000 years ago in the late Pleistocene epoch, as the climate cooled and the water turned salty. So, why is it on the World Heritage List? Well, this part of Australia is extremely inert, geographically speaking. There's no volcanoes or earthquakes to move things around, and there's no rivers eroding the rock, so it's really well preserved. It's a fantastic place for geologists to study climate conditions from thousands of years ago. And even better, the sand and the rock in the Lunette is heavily stratified, with distinct coloured layers showing different eras. The orange and red layers are the oldest, over 50,000 years, while the sandy central layer is between 50 and 20,000 years old. While finally, the clay on the top is under 20,000 years. Exploring the dunes is a magnificent experience, and it gives you a real sense of wonder at the stories which exist under your feet. You have to tread really carefully, as the area is dotted with fossil fragments of fish and birds. There's blackened campfire remains from millennia ago, and there's even middens or rubbish dumps left behind by ancient occupants. And it's in these mysterious and forbidding dunes that Australian history changed forever. In 1969, an ancient human skull was exposed by shifting sand dunes, and in 1974, the same archaeologist, Dr. Jim Bowler, discovered an entire human skeleton nearby. The skull, Mungo Lady, and the skeleton, known as Mungo Man, were eventually dated to around 40,000 years old. They're among the oldest Homo sapiens ever found, and they predated the oldest known occupants of Australia by 20,000 years. Mungo Man was extraordinarily well preserved, with his bones in fantastic condition. He was quite tall for an ancient human, nearly 6 feet actually, and he was also quite old by ancient human standards, probably about 50 when he died. His bones were so well preserved, we could see that he had painful arthritis in his right elbow from a lifetime of hunting with spears. He had been buried really carefully, laid on his back with bent knees, and his fingers interlocking near his groin. Traces of fire were found nearby, and his body had been sprinkled with ochre, indicating some sort of burial ritual. Although only Mungo Lady's skull was discovered, the find was no less valuable than Mungo Man. Mungo Lady had been ritually cremated, her corpse burned, the bones smashed up, burned a second time, and then dusted with ochre that had been brought to Mungo from hundreds of kilometres away. It's actually the oldest known ritual cremation anywhere in the world, and it demonstrates that Homo sapiens were performing religious and spiritual rituals much, much earlier than anyone had previously thought. Approximately 17 other burials have been found in the Lunette at Mungo, though none of them are as significant as Mungo Man and Mungo Lady. They've all since been reburied in a secret location in accordance with traditional practices. But even as Mungo Man and Mungo Lady were revolutionising our knowledge of humans in Australia, another incredible discovery was made in Willandra Lakes. One of the most fascinating discoveries here at the Willandra Lakes area was the ancient footprints that were found in 2003, and you can see replicas of those on the floor behind me. Discovered by local Aboriginal elders, the Mungo footprints are the largest set of fossilised Ice Age prints anywhere in the world. Dating to around 20,000 years ago, they're a set of nearly 500 footprints from about 25 different people. And it's a really vivid scene. There's 4 tall men with huge 30-centimetre feet running extremely fast, about 20 kilometres an hour, their toes squelching in the mud. Another nearby group walks quickly. An adolescent wanders away from the pack. Young children dawdle along, and another man walks on one leg. Is he hopping, or maybe using a crutch? We don't know. Dents and marks suggest that spears and sticks were being carried by the group, while kangaroo and emu prints wander across the scene. Tantalizingly, the tracks lead underneath a nearby sand dune, meaning that many more discoveries might still await. Well, this has been a really interesting World Heritage Site. I've really loved learning about the Pleistocene epoch and, of course, the first humans here in Australia as well. It's been really interesting. And of course, I think the landscape is fascinating. Just the wide brown expanse of the lake behind me and the Lunette glistening in the distance with all of its secrets. But that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Joel on the road, and I'll see you at the next World Heritage Site.